Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are having a fantastic day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Parker Nierenstein, and this is Vehicle Virgins. See, if I knew how to use Google Maps properly, this would be a Koenigsegg dealer. But Paul has taken the Audi R8, I'm stuck with an Uber, and I've shown up to the wrong spot. But the good news is I literally couldn't care less in the world because I'm about to be picked up by my ultimate dream car, a Koenigsegg Agera RS. That's right, today not only will I get to ride in the Agera RS, thanks to the generous, overly generous owner, Latharus P on Instagram, I get to drive it. I can't believe I literally just took Uber to a random location and I'm about to be picked up in my dream car. It's a pretty unreal feeling right now. I imagine I'll be able to hear it coming from a mile away. Oh my God, there it is. Well, that is quite the way to be picked up. Went on an incredible, short, yet terrifying drive in the Agera RS. That thing, the UK spec has less sound deadening than the US models, so it was absolutely insane inside. I've never been in that loud, visceral, violent of a car in my entire life. And the gearbox, yes, it shifts kind of slowly, but it shifts violently and passionately. And that was like the most fun ride I've ever had in a car. So we're at Super Ventura. Look at this. We've got a Reventon right there. Absolutely incredible, as well as an F40. I mean, there's so many cars in here. I'm gonna glance over one and you guys are gonna be disappointed that I didn't shout it out, but they just have too many cool cars. Then over here, we've got a beautiful Ferrari F40. Check that out. I love these cars, guys. Someday I will own one of those. It just gets even more ridiculous. We've got a P1 GTR sitting next to a Vulcan. I've only seen one of these in my entire life. So to see this next to a P1 GTR, next to all these cars, apparently there's a 1-to-1 next door, next to the Agera RS. Yeah, my mind's pretty blown right now. Look how ridiculous the interior of the P1 GTR is. Only one seat. If you think the Senna seat looks cool, just look at that. Carbon fiber everywhere. There's literally nothing to this car other than downforce, incredible power. Look at this massive rear wing. And then the Vulcan. Look at the rear taillights on that Vulcan. That is so cool. Taking a look at the interior of the Vulcan. I have never seen the inside of one of these. Almost similar padding and seat setup to the GTR, and that steering wheel is so freaking cool. Look at the carbon fiber everywhere. This door, when I opened it up, weighed absolutely nothing. And then once again, these taillights are some of the coolest I have ever seen. So we are now inside of London's Koenigsegg dealer, and behind me is the development car 1-to-1. They only made 7 of these total. 1 was a development car, 6 for customers, one of those being right next to me. But look how cool this is. There's some subtle differences between this and the RS, but apparently it's louder, it's more powerful, it's faster, but less suitable for road use. One of the absolute coolest parts of the Koenigsegg has to be the dihedral doors. So there's a button down underneath here that you press, it opens up and swivels. It's actually incredible how light the door itself feels. Look at that. We've even got a nice little warning here to let you know that if you open the car door when it's next to a curb, you might ruin it. Unlike the RS we're driving today, this one has an enormous roof scoop, which I imagine adds to the absolute carnage of sound in the interior, although I don't think it could get any more exciting, honestly, than what I just experienced. Now it is time to take the RS to a safe location, and I'm gonna hop behind the wheel and actually get to drive this thing for the first time. I'm literally on top of the world right now. I have no idea what to expect. I mean, I have a little bit of an idea, but let's do it. Just look at the carbon and gold accents on the door release. That is unreal. Gold accents all over the interior and exterior, and blue carbon literally everywhere. Front lift system and backup camera. Well guys, I am sitting behind the wheel of a Koenigsegg, my absolute dream car. This is honestly completely surreal for me. So a couple little tidbits for setting the car up for the right driving position so that everything is good to go. You've got a lift button right here on the steering wheel, so you can pop the front lift to get out of the parking lot. Then you've actually got the mirror controls on a touch screen that's super easy to use here. So you click this Koenigsegg button here, go to mirrors, and then we've got controls for the right mirror, the left mirror. If you go to car setup, you've got wet, snow, normal, track, a bunch of stability control options that we will never touch. We've also got Apple CarPlay, climate control info. I think it's time to actually drive this car. So pull the right paddle to put it into first gear, and off we go. All right, well, right off the bat, it's loud, it feels powerful, the throttle is incredibly stiff, so are the brakes. The noises this car makes is just ridiculous. Oh my god. The steering wheel feels nice and small in your hands. The car actually, other than the noise, well, no, never mind, I'm lying. It feels incredibly intimidating to drive. I've never driven a car where I feel more confident that this has more power and more terror than anything I've ever experienced. The visibility is amazing out of the front, the side. We've got this beautiful window up here. Oh my god, this is something special, ladies and gentlemen. This is something I'm never gonna forget. It rides over bumps, you feel them, that's for sure. But this car is all about raw passion and just honestly fun. You don't need a car with more than 150 horsepower, you don't. But you want a car with a lot of horsepower because it's a ton of fun and it speaks to your emotions and adrenaline. And this car is one massive adrenaline shot, even at low speeds. I mean, I haven't gone more than 1/20th on the throttle, and I'm already exhilarated just because of how loud and ridiculous it is. The steering is really tight. We got this incredible digital tachometer that's actually connected with the steering wheel itself in one unit, so that when you adjust the steering wheel up and down, it never actually blocks your visibility. I've never seen a car like that. It's really ingenious. We've also got a horsepower gauge down here and a bunch of readouts that look straight out of Star Wars. The noise is like nothing I have ever heard before. Oh my god. And the pops and just the sounds that the transmission makes between shifts is just, you actually feel like you're in a race car. Look at that, 720. Oh. So Well, let's go over some specifications, shall we? 5-liter twin turbocharged V8 making 1,168 horsepower. There's also a 1 megawatt upgrade that you can get that's a little over 1,300 that upgrades the turbo size, but actually comes with a little more turbo lag. And trust me, 1,100 plus horsepower is plenty. The curb weight of this thing is just a tad over 3,000 pounds. The actual dry weight of it is like 2,800. The power to weight ratio is out of this world. In fact, the carbon fiber monocoque itself weighs just 160 pounds. We've got a 7-speed automated manual gearbox that, by today's standards, compared to something like a Huracan or a Porsche PDK, feels slow, but at the same time, it adds to the fun. This car is all about ridiculousness and fun, and the gearbox adds to that instead of subtracts. Sure, it has its quirks and slow speeds, and it's not as instant. I also haven't floored it and shifted it red line yet, so I can't fully speak to that, but wow, this thing is just a riot. Oh my God! That is actually... I actually felt like I was free falling within the chair, and somehow my feet were like trying to push the accelerator pedal down. Holy crap, that is insane. That is literally insane. How is this car legal? Wow. See, there's different levels of cars. There's like the quick car that makes me giggle. There's the silly fast car that makes me laugh hysterically. And then there's a car that's so fast that my face just, I can't even tell you what facial expression I just had. I didn't even have one. Oh my God. The Agera RS is currently the fastest car in the world. With a top speed of 277.9 miles an hour, it is faster than a Hennessy Venom GT. It is faster than a Bugatti Veyron. Now, the Chiron hasn't made its attempt yet, but judging by the 0 to 400 to 0 kilometer an hour record, how much faster it did it than the Bugatti, I don't know. I don't know if the Bugatti is actually going to be any faster, but currently this is the quickest car in the world from the factory. And I've never experienced acceleration like that in anything other than a couple of extraordinarily heavily modified cars like 1,600 horsepower GTRs and the likes, but this is out of this world. And the difference is, you know, at the end of the day, that's a GTR and this is a Koenigsegg. When you turn the turning indicator on, you get these epic LED indications in the mirrors. It's just... everything about this car is an experience, whether it's grasping the Alcantara steering wheel or the feel of the paddles. They just feel so nice in your hands, or the LED laser cut backlit engraved buttons all over the interior, the gold everywhere. I mean, you can customize this absolutely to your liking, and the spec on this thing is just unfreaking believable. So I'll be honest, I originally said that it was really intimidating to drive, and that was kind of because I'm realizing my dream of driving a freaking Koenigsegg, and this thing is worth so many millions, it's ridiculous. But it actually is a pretty dang easy car to drive normally. Yeah, when you floor the gas, you better know what you're doing because it's absolutely terrifying, but the traction control system is really good on this thing. So it actually puts the power down well. For a rear-wheel drive car, I was not expecting it to be able to handle that much power. Not even close to expecting that. But I actually feel somewhat confident behind the wheel, and that's saying a lot because I'm on the left side of the road, right-hand drive car in a Koenigsegg. Yet it still feels civilized in the fact that I feel like I know what it wants to do, and then it feels the most uncivilized car I've ever driven in terms of its rawness. All right, we've got another straightaway opportunity here. I mean, it accelerates so fast you can't even look at the tachometer or the speedo. You just hold on for dear life. Oh, yeah, that's terrifying. That is unfreaking believable. Well, that was the most insane thing I have ever driven in my entire life. Finally, I have an answer for the question, what is the most awesome vehicle you have ever driven? Out of the 1,000+ cars that I have reviewed, driven, filmed videos on for Vehicle Virgins, this is by far the coolest, most savage thing I've ever experienced. Special thanks to Lathyrus P. I've got his Instagram in the description below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, please browse the channel and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you next video.